Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah and I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 466. And on the show this week, we're playing The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, and we review last week's PlayStation State of Play. But before we get into that, I'd like to introduce you to the friendly voices around this digital table. Catherine, what's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. Joelle, hi.
Hello, hello.
Looking forward to chatting with you ladies today. I've been a little bit of a hermit, I'm not going to lie. We'll get into that. But first, let's get through some housekeeping. I'd like to remind you that if you enjoy this show, you can subscribe. We're available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to get some GOG merch, you can do that by going to designbyhumans.com/shop/girlsongames. Or maybe you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee. You can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Yeah, ladies, I finally had some time to myself and took advantage of that in both sleep and games. So I'm curious to know what you ladies have been up to, because I've been trying to stay off my phone. Catherine, what's up?
Did I stay off my phone this week? I don't think so.
No.
No, it was a pretty quiet week for me, honestly. I did my second kickboxing class on Friday because I decided to pick up something a bit more cardio, focus less on weights so I don't fuck up my back again, something dynamic. And I've been enjoying it so far. So I think right now I'm doing private classes with a dojo that's close nearby. And I think after Christmas I might look into a group class, either with that dojo or through my gym or something. Yeah. Or I'll just take it and integrate it in my in my workouts. So instead of just doing weights, maybe doing some kickboxing and weights. I'll see how it goes, but that's pretty much all I've been doing. Other than that, is just work, cooking, gaming. Actually had time to game. And today I think I finally entered my haircutting era, because I just washed my hair before the podcast and I was like, I need to go to the hairdresser because like my bangs are very overgrown, like the side trimming. I had this very short haircut that I grew out 8 months ago and I'm like, I don't mind it, so I don't want to go. I was like, is it really just that's bugging me? So I cut my own bangs and now I'm like, maybe I should just cut my own hair because I hate the hairdresser. I don't know why. I know, Leah, that's your jam. You love it. It's your day and everything. But for me, it's like I'm paying like, I don't know, $40 to $60 to be in there 15 minutes.
Hey, if you could do it, I see lots of people on TikTok like cutting their own hair and stuff.
I can't believe that you cut your bangs and you are satisfied with the results.
Well, okay.
I'm flabbergasted.
I reduced I already had face framing layers that grew out. I just kind of cut some around my mouth and then I just did the angle really quickly. Like it's 5 hairs all in all. Like it's not like the full on, I didn't do a baby bang or things like that.
You're brave. You're so brave.
Yeah. It's just like when I have short hair, I try to maintain it, but I still end up only going twice a year to the hairdresser. And now I'm going to go on. Last time I went, it was like in March, I want to say. So I don't know. I think like if I have long hair, I think I can kind of cut the ends myself and maintain it. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go see my hairdresser once a year. It's just, I survived all the pandemic without cutting my hair, I want to say. I just let that shit grew, and at one point we were allowed to go to the hairdresser, and I just showed up with the longest hair. Like, she was like, this is the longest I've seen your hair. And she cut it. We were both wearing masks when she cut it. But I was like, I don't know. I could have maybe followed the Brand Mondo tutorial. I'm not saying hairdressers are not. They're worth it. They're really good at what they do. But I find, like, if I'm just keeping my hair very simple and long, sure. I'll see. Maybe I'll eat my
dying.
words.
I was dying during COVID.
I know.
Dying.
I'm just shocked
Dying.
that you're so
But I don't dye my hair.
relaxed.
No. I was
No.
dying because I wanted it cut. I wanted it colored, and I was
Yeah.
growing out the shave part in the back,
Okay.
which took like a year to grow out the shave part in the back.
Okay.
And I was going and buying Manic Panic and putting purple in my hair. Like, I was going bananas. And now every 6 weeks religiously, I go and bleach the dickens out of it because I love it.
See, if I had color-treated hair, probably. But it's like, there's a lot of things about me that I think I'm vain about. There are two things that are like rock bottom of my list. It's like my hair is second to last, and my nails. Absolute.
Oh yeah,
last thing.
let's.
Yeah. Polar opposite.
My mom saw my nails the other day, and she was like, "Neon green." I was like, "Yeah, it's like a crossover color and works for Halloween."
Yeah, it's like,
What
get
are
into
you
the
doing?
spooky season, Mom.
I'm
That's
like,
right.
"Yeah, I'm holding on to my brat summer as hard as I can."
No, it's time for spooky girl fall. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
almost
ready for fall.
October.
Yeah, the temperature needs to drop about 5 degrees, and then we will be perfect. Joelle, what have you been up to?
I have been enjoying all the pumpkin spice things that I will tolerate to spend money on. It's been really fun. The latest thing that I have right here with me, actually right now, is the sparkling water brand Waterloo, and they have a spiced apple flavor. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it's a really cute,
Oh my goodness.
like, focus camera. I'm trying to show them. It's really cute can. The can is really fall and warm and inviting, and I was like, well, I'm gonna roll the dice, I guess, on this and see what happens, because I find that most of their flavors I do like. This one actually is really good. The flavor is very strong, though, so I would caution that either you have it by itself, or if you have a complimentary flavor profile snack, then I think then it's good. It's like you want like a fall like thing, and then I think you'll enjoy it because it'll complement it. But the flavor is very prevalent, but it's really good.
It's sparkling water, you said?
Yeah, it's Waterloo sparkling water.
Okay, that's interesting.
I like that their flavors are pretty good. They have a blackberry lemonade one that I really like, and they also have cocktail drinks, like cocktail flavored waters. So there's like rosé and there's mojito, and
What?
those are good too. I was really surprised. I didn't think I'd like those, but I do like those. So I typically do like this brand over other sparkling water brands.
They
Do
have.
you have it in Canada?
I don't know, but they have blackberry lemonade and cherry limeade, and
Yeah.
send me a case, please.
Yeah, blackberry lemonade's one of my favorite ones. And then, yeah, so.
Sounds delicious. I've gotten really into the sparkling waters over the past little while. I didn't like carbonated stuff for the longest time, but I like sparkling water and champagne and prosecco. But I don't do like soda, and I don't do beer. So
Oh, okay.
that's where I draw the line.
I've just been doing.
Then yes, soda streams.
Me and my
Yes.
soda stream have been like this ever since I got it. I just do a wedge of lemon in it. You just put fresh water. I filter my water because we have lead, so I have to.
Yes, Montreal.
Hello. But yeah, and then I just make it very extra sparkly, and I swear to God, it tastes like 7-Up. Just the lemon and the sparkliness.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like if I had one of those, I would use it. That's all I would do, because I love the.
That's all I drink.
Oh, I know. I love the flavor, the combination of like the sparkle and the flavor. so like the fizzy. The
I have-
fizziness. Like I love fizzy water. Like
I
so
go
good.
through like, what are these?
A liter?
They're 840 milliliters. So not even a quart, about a quart. Shy of a quart. I down one of these a day. Easy.
Are those like? Do you wash them in between?
Yeah,
Okay.
you have some that are, mine are not dishwasher safe. Some are. But because I only drink water out of them, there's not a lot of bacteria.
Oh, yeah.
So
How much are those?
I say I wash them. Pascal's the one that does the dishes. But he basically, before the, like, when he washes dishes, before the water gets dirty, he washes the bottle, swooshes them around, cleans the cap, rinses, done.
Yeah.
If you do the syrups, like if you do like their syrups and you actually make sodas, which you can do, then you have sugar, then you have bacteria, mold,
Well,
and yeast
yeah.
growth. Yes.
I don't know if I.
And you have to like be a bit more careful about washing them. But I
Oh,
do exclusively water. I am not when it comes to drinks, I'm not a fan of sweet drinks.
Whoa. Okay. There's a Breville. Breville has a fizzy water.
Oh, everybody
Yeah.
does. For a
Everybody
while, you
does.
could only
Yeah.
get Soda
Do?
Stream,
Oh.
Yeah.
but now you have Ninja that makes one, Breville that makes one.
Breville.
And Kat, do you know that you can exchange the canisters too? If you have a canister, you bring it back to like Canadian Tire or whatever, and it doesn't cost as much. Because I didn't
Yeah.
know that until like
Oh.
a little bit afterwards. Because I was
Were
like,
you
buying
throwing
on
them
Amazon.
out?
No, I wasn't throwing them out. We were recycling them, but like I didn't know that you could exchange it. Like
Yeah.
when I first got it, we went back to Canadian Tire and went to pick up a new one. They were like, "Do you have a exchange?" And I was like, "That's the thing." So yeah, I ended up with. So now I just have like multiple things, and I just exchange, less frequently.
I go to a ma and pa shop near here that sells like distilled water for people that like to make wine and stuff, or people that just drink distilled water, and they have like there are like a water and certain organic products sold in bulk type thing. You can get oil, you can get soap, whatever. They started doing the Soda Stream exchange, except they're the official canisters, but it's just some dude that collected canisters and bought a can of CO2 and refills them. So not only do I exchange them, but I exchange them for like 2/3 of the price as if I were to go to Canadian Tire.
Instead of half the price. Damn, that's good.
Yeah. And then my brother texted me the other day. He said, I bought a CO2 canister. We can refill our own
Oh
smaller
my
can.
god.
He bought a big one. And I'm just like, holy shit. He's like, it's like tense. He's like, it turns out to like 5 cents a bottle.
Wow.
Like, dude, you need. I think he went to Marin, which is like, for Montreal people, they know it. It's one of those restaurant fulfilling places that also has like an open to the public storefront. So
Yeah.
it's like Costco on crack without the membership. And it's all in bulk because they usually sell for restaurants. My brother walked in there one day, just got the canister, Googled what type of attachment he needed it, ordered it, and now he texted me. He's like, "We're refilling our own canisters, bitch." I'm like, "Okay."
Love that.
And that's how much we love sparkling water in this here duplex.
It's delicious.
love that.
Like,
But
you know,
I do appreciate once in a while the cans when they have special flavors.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think the Waterloo ones are the. In
But,
my
like,
opinion, I like the
I
ones.
started making the not iced tea, but iced or herbal tea. Because
Yeah.
I was having a herbal tea and Simone was here and he was like, that would make a great iced tea. And I did it without sugar, just like the strawberry peach iced tea or whatever. Just did it in cold water and I was like, this is the bomb. And I'm like, now I'm thinking, because I have like a pitcher steeping right now, cold steeping in the fridge. I'm like, I should fill
Yeah.
my Soda Stream bottle and make it sparkly.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh
that
my
would taste
gosh.
like sparkly lemonade.
Yummy.
All the flavor, none of the sugar, and none of that
Yeah.
sweetener, because I hate sweetener more than
yeah.
than anything.
Oh, but
Yeah,
speaking
I don't
of
like
sweetener,
the sweeteners.
I'm still on the Williams-Sonoma site for the Breville one.
Yeah?
And those fuckers, they gave me an ad for the Bridgerton beverage mix. Oh, the bottles are so stinking cute.
Okay.
You can get a lemonade elderflower
I'm in.
mix, or you could get a blood orange blossom mix, or a what's this other one? What is it? It's a lemon. Oh, it's a honey ginger tonic. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no.
So that's stuff you put in it?
Yes, it's a mix, so you can do it, and you can add more. You can so they're mixes. So you make it like as strong or as weak as you want, and I bet you could also like mix it with a cocktail or a non-alcoholic cocktail, but those look delicious. I'm like, oh no, I need to get off this site because this.
Yeah, at Canadian Tire, you can buy the bubbly or bubbly.
Bubbly, yeah.
Yeah, the bubbly.
You can buy they make flavorings. So you can make your own, like if your thing, let's say, is the cherry bubblies, you can buy your syrup, put it in your soda stream. It'll have the same flavor as in the cans. I sometimes get the cherry one because adding a bit of cherry to my lemon water makes it taste like Dr. Pepper, and I'm like,
wow.
Sorry, I wasn't very verbose until you talked about my favorite thing, which is sparkling water.
We went down an adventure of sparkling water, and
but we
feel like
connected
it's a
on
trend
something.
for 2024.
I'm not the only bitch addicted to bubbly water.
Well, and this one got me with the fall essence of spiced apple, and I'm just
that one sounds fucking delicious, honestly.
It is good.
My sister's pregnant, and she's been doing nothing but bubbly water and lemonade,
bet.
and that's what's been getting her through. So yeah, we're all heavy users of SodaStream. Now Joelle has been converted.
I am. I'm like, oh no.
Honestly, if you
Retail
drink
therapy.
enough,
I know.
if you drink enough sparkling water, because I was buying bottled sparkling water.
Oh yeah, like I go and I'll do the Perrier, like I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this helps keep me awake, and like it's something I can drink like at night, and like I love it so much.
And this is, by the way, pre-inflation. So I think I was buying, they were $1 a bottle. I was buying like the house brand, no name, Mes Compliments, Sélection Mérite, whatever, like the grocery store I was in, either the lime or the lemon flavored. It was like $1 a bottle. Sometimes they were on sale for 80 cents a liter. I would get like 3 or 4, and I would drink them through the weeks. And at one point, Pascal looked at me straight in the face and was like, "That's a lot of fucking plastic." And I was like, "You're right." He's like, soda streams exist. And I walked to Canadian Tire, walked back with the stream, an extra canister, an extra bottle. I was just like, cool. And he's been cleaning SodaStream bottles on the daily
Ever since.
But he's way more happier about me using a reusable product, because before I was like an American going through plastic. Sorry.
No, that's fine. One last thing about this. I bet, I was just thinking about it. So, like, have you ever, you're going to try it with the tea, because I was thinking, like, you know how people make, like, hot pots on their stove to, like, do a scent in their home. So I bet you could get some water going and do some apple and fall spices, and then I bet you let that cool, and then you can make your own
syrup.
Fall, like, well, could you just sparkle that water that's already been steeped? So, like, you could do your own. No, all right. So
Down rabbit hole now.
I know. Okay. All right. Well, that was fun. All right.
Sky's the limit.
I'm gonna not do the pod anymore, because I'm just gonna be making my own sparkling water. So I'll just be busy doing that now. That's like video games. I'm just gonna make sparkling water.
If you've listened to this podcast, know that ever since I got the SodaStream, it was pre-pandemic, so I think in 2019 or something I got it. I've been recording every episode with my bottle of SodaStream right here.
It's always been there. It's a companion.
Like, you listeners listen to audio, but like these girls have seen me like sip my SodaStream water throughout every episode.
Where's the sponsor?
So the only reason I don't is it makes me burp. And you don't want me to do that while we're recording.
No, especially when you're the host.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad we went on this journey together. My week was a short one work-wise, and I needed it because I finally had some time back that I needed to take, and I literally played video games the entire time, except
Nice.
except for yesterday where I did a really hardcore house clean. But then Mike had a hard stop by, well, I say like 2:33 because he wanted to prepare because he does a F1 racing league at 4 p.m. And then I started playing video games again. But I literally have been playing Zelda the entire time. If I wasn't doing that, I watched the Minecraft live event, which happened on Saturday. And that's usually the event where they announce like what the next year's big update is going to be, and it's usually like the numbered updates, like 1.20, 1.21, that kind of thing. But they announced previously that they were going to do it slightly differently now, and they're actually going to have like 2 events over the course of the year, and they're going, because they want to put out updates more frequently. So I watched the show. It was about 30 minutes, and I like what they presented, but as you guys all know, I spend a lot of time on YouTube and watching a lot of Minecraft content, and that's most of the stuff that I follow. And Minecraft pulled an oopsie and actually published what their update was going to be before the event actually happened, and then reverted. But, you know, the Wayback Machine is a thing, and people were able to take screen captures. So I kind of knew what it was prior to the event, and I was just really hoping that it was going to be more. Plus, like, part of the updates that they were talking about are things that we know they've been working on for a while, because it's, like, in the back end, like, in preview build and things that have been going out. So they've been working on putting hardcore mode into the Bedrock edition. It's been on Java for a while, so people who have been playing on Xboxes and things like that haven't been able to play hardcore. And now that's going to be in there, so essentially means you have 1 life. You can't respawn. Your world is dead. If you die, that's it. And they've been working on this thing called bundles, where essentially you can put like multiple objects. It helps with inventory space because now there's so many different things, right? And also too, you can then give a bundle to a friend, and it'll have like a bunch of different things in it, and that's really cool. But we've known about that for a while. But the thing that was actually announced that was new, that was actually leaked, was called the Pale Garden. So they're putting in a new biome that's going to be like super like desaturated, and it's going to have its own sounds in it, and it's going to have a new wood type that's like white colored wood. They call it pale oak. And there's a creature, a mob that's coming with it called the Creaking, which is something straight out of a horror movie because it looks like a tree, and like if you're not looking at it, it creeps up behind you, but then if you look at it, it stops moving. It reminds me of like the Boos from Mario.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Joelle is shaking her head. She wants nothing to do with this. It only happens at nighttime if you decide to go into the pale biome. But
How does that make it better?
That is
but
terrible.
everything at nighttime, all the mobs spawn either in the dark or at nighttime in Minecraft. That's how things work.
Gross.
So that's why you always have a bed and you always sleep off the nighttime, because you don't want to deal with the scaries. So yeah, this is like a tree that's a mob that will come and attack you. But you can't kill it. When you slice at it with your, like an axe, or I guess it's an axe or a sword or whatever, try and kill it, these particles kind of come off of it in the direction, because its heart, is what they're calling it, the Creaking's heart, actually lives inside a tree. So you have to go and kill this thing in a tree. And if you have a Silk Touch, you can actually take it. But, yeah. They said this is coming out in the next few months. It would make total sense if it came out by Halloween, but I doubt that that's going to happen.
Oh, that's too bad.
So it's quite a creepy looking character. And then they showed off some of a Minecraft movie. So that was kind of neat. There's also going to be like this like escape room kind of like thing called Minecraft Experience Villager Rescue that's happening in Dallas. This was delayed. I think it was actually supposed to come out closer to when COVID was happening, but it was delayed for a bit. Premieres in Dallas on October 18th. Joelle, if you're anywhere near there. But yeah, it would be cool if that came to Canada at some point.
Dallas?
Because then I would go. The event, the No, I'm not going to be in Dallas. Are you going to be in Dallas?
No, it's Dallas. I'm not near Dallas at all. I'm closer to you than I'm closer to Dallas.
I know
Okay.
you're. I'm just saying. If
Well,
you're
you
down
do
that
travel.
way-
You've been to Miami and
That's true. That's wait. What,
South
what
or North Carolina.
Actually, what date did you say? What date did you
October 18th.
say? Well, I actually could probably swing it if I really needed to.
Well, it only starts. It premieres on the. And it's going to be there for quite a while because usually these like art exhibition things, like think of it like a museum showing. You know, like they last for a while.
Yeah.
So I imagine they've got this one in Dallas for a while, and then they'll tour it different places. I hope it comes north of the border. So we shall see. But yeah, it was a good Asterix Minecraft Live. I mean, I just wish I wasn't spoiled, or they didn't spoil themselves. But, like, that's what happens, I guess. The internet is the internet. Let's look into the fantasy critics. On the podcast league, changes from last week. Of course, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out. And I conveniently have that in both of the leagues. And so I got how many points for that? Where the heck is it? It was Critics 86 got 16 points for it. And then Starfield Shattered Space is supposed to release today, the 30th of September as we record this. But apparently there is no open critic link for this, so I need to talk to Darth about this and see if he knows what that means, if one exists. I'm surprised that it doesn't have an open critic link. That's weird. And that's really the only changes on the podcast leak. Because I don't think you ladies picked up anything. I'm just going to go click real quick. No, August 17th, the last day.
We're all full here.
We're all full, that's why.
So it's just release to see, and it's like Dragon Age. Don't fuck me over.
Yeah, on the Community League, Pugs and Pixels, so that's Jessica. She had Ara History Untold. I need to go and find that in the lineup, though. Pugs and Pickles are, yes. Critics 75 got 5 points. And then the Legend of Zelda I had, so I got the same points. EA Sports FC 25, Stainsby Kingsby has that one. He's Apple Orchard Games. So 78 critic points means 8 points in the league. So on the community side, the standings are Pat, Darth, Ross, Albane, Offshore Meteor, Jessica Starr, myself, Stainsby Kingsby, Zangs Pow, and Phoenix. Now, there were actions taken on this one because people have actually been paying attention to what's happening on the video game world, and I wasn't last week because I was just playing myself. Assassin's Creed Shadows got delayed?
Yes.
I didn't know that until I was
delayed.
doing this, and I saw that someone had dropped it. That's on my lineup. I don't know if I need to bother on the podcast league. I might just keep it there because I don't know what else to pick.
Well, if you have enough money, you can switch it out. I have $4, so now I'm stuck with Avowed and The Girl Who Steals Times that will not release, and I'm like, there's two big fat zeros for me.
That was another one, too, that I realized. I was like, Girls That Steals Time is not going to be out this year. I'm sad. I mean, take all the time you need. It's not like I haven't been waiting forever because that last came out on the DS, for crying out loud. Last time Fantasy Life came out. Yeah. I mean, I will wait patiently.
That's your Baldur's Gate.
Patient. This is me being patient, okay? But yeah, that one. And then the other one I got, it was Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. Were kicked over, but I have 144 points, so I'm okay on the podcast league.
I'm pretty sure you're going to win that one.
Back to the community league, though. So Darth had Assassin's Creed Shadows. He dropped it. In its place, he picked up Planet Coaster 2 with a bid of $2. Hot pick up there, $2. Grumpy Grandpa Games, I'm pretty sure that's Phoenix. He dropped Ender, Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist. And that's all that has happened. So that's where we are in the Fantasy Critic as we wind down because tomorrow is Q4. Can you believe that?
Damn.
No.
Can you believe that?
No.
Where's
I'm not ready for
2024 gone?
2025. I'm not.
It's so weird. It's so weird to think of. I just think I remember like graduating high school in 2005 and just thinking like 2025 seems like, and now it's 2025. And I'm like, what?
2025 means we've like a quarter of a century
I know.
into the new millennia and into the current century. I'm like, I'm not ready.
It's a lot. It's been a lot. Like
it has been a lot.
We were afraid of like Y2K. I don't think we quite understood though what else was going to happen.
We kind of had a Y2K with the whole
That's true.
crowd. What is it? Crowd force?
Cloud
strike?
flare, cloud strike.
Strike.
Yeah, cloud
That's
strike.
It.
Yeah.
We kind of lived through that for a hot minute. So
That was bad.
Considering all the hullabaloo that happened back in Y2K. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about video games. Catherine, you rolled credits on Jedi Survivor.
Yes. So, like an idiot, I was on Sunday. I was really struggling with a boss fight. And I'm like, why is this boss so fucking hard? And after 3 or 4 times, I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to reduce the difficulty. And I must say, between the story mode, which is the lowest difficulty, and Jedi Padawan, there's such a stark difference. I mowed through the dude, like that boss. And I was just like, yeah, this is way too easy. So there must be like, is it me? Like, and there's other difficulties over Jedi Padawan. I'm like, what are are the other difficulties for people that play Dark Souls? Like, I don't know. Anyway, I mowed through it because I was like, I kind of want to finish the game. And then I realized it was the final boss.
Oh, that's probably why it was wicked hard.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I should have stuck through it because I could get to the third phase. Third phase, 3 unblockable tracks where he turns red in a row and he would knock me out every time.
Unalive you.
Yeah. So, and of course, I lower the difficulty. I go through it. I go through the end of the story, whatever. I sit after we finish, roll the credits, see the end of the story and whatever, and then they get the pop-up saying, you can still dick around the galaxy and finish the side objectives. Like, I'm like, yeah, no, thank you. I sit in the meditation circle to realize I had unspent skill points.
Catherine!
Oh, no.
No wonder you were getting your ass kicked.
But not that much because there's not a lot of skill points in this game. Like, it's not like The Witcher where I had like,
Yeah.
I had like 1 or 2. I could have upped my health and possibly finished the. I was just like, and I never used the free respec, so I still had like a few points trickling in places I didn't want them to be. So I'm like, you know what? That was all me. But long story short, amazing game, great story, very Star Wars. The Star Wars was Star Warsing so hard. And I can't wait for the next one. I think they announced that they're making a 3rd and final one.
They are.
Oh, really?
Yes, they are.
So I'm really looking forward to it. It's such a very distilled experience. Like, I think I finished the game in like under 30 hours, and I did do a bit of the side stuff, but not that much.
All right. Cool. And next you're going on to
God of War Ragnarok. Yes.
Yeah.
That came out on Steam.
Get ready.
Yeah.
Zelda after, maybe?
Yes. Because I don't think God of War is a very long one either. I
don't think so.
I remember
No.
playing the one on the PlayStation 4, and it's like these kinds of games where it's like very level based, like Jedi or
Super linear. Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of go with the flow. And they're like, you could find extra shit. I'm like, I'm not. When it's open world, I'm like, there's extra shit. I'm like, cool, let me go see. But like when it's linear, I'm like, just give me the story. I'm like, inside of you, there are 2 wolves. Basically. So I think God of War I'm going to probably finish pretty quickly. And then, move on to Zelda because it's going to be nice to go into a non-combat, more like puzzle-oriented after
we'll get into
getting
that.
my ass kicked in Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into that because Joelle and I had a little bit of a side conversation over the weekend. Because as I said, I would reach out and ask her how things were going. But what I didn't realize until I went to buy the game is Nintendo brought back those coupons again. So that you buy 2 coupons and for 2 or whatever it is for 2 games, and it actually is like $40 off. I did the math. So I was like, this is sick. So I'm ready for Super Mario Jamboree when that comes out in a few days.
Good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because is Echoes of the Wisdom as expensive as Tears of the Kingdom?
Yes.
Yeah, it was not with the $1 or something. So with the coupon, it was 70 something.
Okay, yeah, because I used the voucher where you get 2 games.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out to like 130 Canadians. Tears of the Kingdom after tax was $100.
Yep.
So that voucher
So this might be a little bit cheaper then.
came in clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the vouchers are great. If just do the math on the games you're going to buy, because one, you want to make it worth it. 2, Nintendo games are very, very rarely reduce in price. And I was like, I know there's another game coming. I might as well just spend the 100 and something bucks now.
That makes sense.
Especially if you buy digitally.
Yeah. Oh, and I do. Which I'm really hoping to God that the next Switch comes out and it's backward compatible, which was another thing that Joelle and I talked about. So let's get into it. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom came out on Thursday of last week. I have literally been playing nonstop. Joelle, I'm curious for you to elaborate more on some of the comments that you had told me, but start from the beginning, because obviously that was a private chat between the two of us.
It was. This is so fun. I'm having a great time. The game is huge. It is way bigger.
Way bigger
than I thought. That's what she said. But I was just like,
whoa, no.
I was like, I was like, well, now I'm a little overwhelmed, because at first I thought it was going to be like the other, what was the other release? That was a remake. Oh, no.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So I thought it was going to be that. But no, it is more like a Link to the Past. Like, that's kind of how big, it's a big game.
Yeah.
And so that was pleasantly surprised, right? Because the game wasn't cheap, so I'm glad. I'm like, I'm going to get a lot of play out of this. I thought the story is really cute and fun. The graphics are just as adorable as Link's Awakening. I'm really glad that they are building off of that world. And there's also a lot of... If you're a Zelda fan and you've played through a lot of the franchise, like, you're going to recognize a lot of Easter eggs and tropes for the game, which I found really fun. Like, I was playing it, and I'm like, oh, this reminds me of Breath of the Wild. This reminds me of Link to the Past. This reminds me of Four Swords. And so I thought that was really nice that they included a lot of different types of mechanics, and almost like as a love letter, like, to the franchise as a one of the last big releases on the system. I think a few things that did, and like somewhat are a little cumbersome in my mind, are I do not like the menuing. Like, the menuing is a little tough, and I felt like, because you have to just scroll. And Catherine kind of made this call, like, when she first witnessed the trailer, of, like, when you get an echo, you have to scroll through all the different echoes, like, to use them. And so it gets really long. And you can sort, like you did in Breath of the Wild, but I figured, like, okay, they've had at least two games where this menuing style, I wish they would have try to do something different.
Japanese games are not done. They're not known for their state-of-the-art UX, right? There's an article that I could find about why, like, when you look at websites from Southeast Asia, like China or Japan or places like that, how they're, like, very condensed and very information dense and packed, because UX is about user experience. You got to know your users, and their practice in that part of Asia completely different from all over, like, do half the globe and come to us. Completely different. Where else it's clean, not too much information. They'll just make sure they can find. Japan is, like, still, like, everything up in your face. And once, like, I looked into that and I saw, like, the menuing for the Zelda games and Elden Ring and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. We're just not the target audience.
Just different, yeah.
And it frustrates us, but I'd be very curious to know if Japanese players are like, yeah, this makes sense. What the fuck are you talking about? Why are you complaining?
Why are you being a dumb American and complaining about a menu?
Yeah, I've been playing with it so much now that I'm used to it. Like, I know it's second nature now.
Uh-huh.
What I'm learning, the one inconvenience, I usually stay on the menu that's most frequently used.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's inconvenient is you get a new one, right? And that goes to the end of your list because obviously you've never used it before. But if you're in a new area and you know that one's coming up and you start using it, the first time you use it, it's easy. You just go to the left and it brings you to the back of the list.
Right.
But then it's now in the roster after the first time you use it that it's somewhere in the middle. And then you scroll.
Yeah.
And then it just slowly starts to creep up.
Yeah.
But I find it fascinating to see which ones you kind of gravitate to the most. Joelle, do you have a most used Echo?
Probably.
Is it the beds?
I think it's hilarious that we use beds, and then you can sleep in the bed and get your health back. So like it's like you don't need to buy the potions or make the smoothies, even though that's super fun to do. But yeah, you can just throw down a bed and sleep, and you.
Oh, you need that later when you need the smoothies later.
Or do
when
I
you
need
start
this?
getting
Well,
the bosses, and because if you can't sleep in the bed if someone's trying to throw like firebombs
No,
at
that's
you
true.
or something.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I think I've only used one potion so far. But like if you're out and about in the world, you can just sleep in the bed.
You sleep in the bed.
Hilarious. And then
Yeah.
so I think for me, it's not the bed. I'm trying to think like, okay, so I think for an enemy, the enemies are fun because it's really quite satisfying to use the enemies against like the same enemy against oneself. So like that's really fun of like, oh, like the goblin is like gonna come after me, like here's your own buddy and it's gonna fight for me, like haha. So I like setting things on fire. That's really fun.
Yeah.
So I use that guy a lot. And then, honestly, I think I still use the table quite a bit. I'm still a table. I'm stuck. Because she doesn't jump very high.
Trampoline
And
is
so I
the
do,
best.
I do the three where I do 2 tables, and then on the second table I do a trampoline, and then I jump up. So like I think that's probably my most used combo. Is the 2
So
tables
basically,
and the trampoline.
This girl has like the whole inventory of a Canadian Tire store in her
pretty
little
much.
wand, and she just goes,
Yeah. Like you
Black
can
and
do
Decker
anything.
trampoline, bitch.
Wood
anything.
table and a trampoline.
Yeah, you just do anything. So.
I have learned though, because they also give you this mechanic where you can spawn something and then cling on to it to move objects, almost like a force thing, where either you can move the objects or the object can move you. So there's this one spider creature that if you do it right, you can have him crawl your way up onto like the top levels of stuff. Because like it's an open world and you think that, they're pathing you off to places. No, you can get up there.
Yeah.
And they want you to get up there because there's secrets up there.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm still like stuck in normal traverse way of like, I need to do like I'm not a very creative explorer, I would say, and this was what like my one gripe about Tears of the Kingdom was like I want to get up there using my basic stuff. Like I don't want to have to get super I don't want to engineer my way through the game. But with this one, I like this one just because it's not as daunting, where I'm like, like I can, this is a little bit easier, more on my level, like a like an easier like child's game level. So I'm like, I know how to do this. So I'm looking forward to playing the rest of it. I've done one boss area. I did the desert, and so I'm on my way to do the other area. And it's really fun. I really hope that it's backwards compatible because I drop frames like no one's business. So
really,
I'm
Are you playing handheld mostly or on TV?
I'm on the TV. I'm docked.
Oh wow!
But
that's sad.
I'm very sad. I'm like, no.
That was my main gripe for Link's Awakening, other than it was very expensive for a game I've already played 3 times over. It was the frame rates. Yeah. Just like as soon as there's 3 blades of grass on the screen and an enemy, it was like it would putter out, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
I'm not encountering that at all.
No?
That's
Which is
good.
funny because I'm not on a day one Switch. I'm on a review Switch before Switch came out. So I can't believe this thing is still chugging, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, that is good.
And I'm playing docked, and it seems to be fine.
Good.
So I'm living with it. There are I haven't encountered any of that. Sometimes it's a little sluggish loading into a new place, especially if I just like restarted my Switch, like it's asleep right now. If I went back in, decided to jump into a spot, like into a shop or something, I noticed that it could be a little slow, and I'm like, ooh, is she gonna crap out on me? No, she comes alive. So
that's good.
So yeah, I mean that's been good. I love the look. Like I think they've done even like almost like they took Link's Awakening and Animal Crossing and mushed them together in a lot of places.
Yeah.
I feel like the way that they've interpreted a lot of the characters and stuff have been really cute. I don't want to spoil too much for you, but like, you know, the old faithfuls that we've seen in many Zelda games are back around again. And just their renditionings this time around for visual, it looks really cool. Plus there's been this little variations on a theme, which is pretty interesting. The music is fucking next level awesome. I cannot get over how good the music is, and I'm playing in my husband is away, so I'm playing through the full, you know, stereo system, and it is so bloody good. I was just in the volcano, and the music sounds like almost like a Spanish sort of flavor to it. It's
like
and
flamenco?
Like Gerudo Desert from 64?
No, more like a little bit, but more on the I guess you could say more like that. But Gerudo Desert sounds more like it does in Tears of the Kingdom in this time around. But like the music's so good. It's like full orchestrated. It's next level. So they really up the ante in that, and I find like there's a lot too of like changes in music between the different places. That's pretty awesome. I'm with you, Joelle, because I know when you were talking, one of your gripes was the lack of combat of you as an individual being able to do combat, because you do get Link's sword at one point, like that happens really early. It's not a spoiler. And then you get this like magic essence that you can transform into Link essentially, and then you can do combat. I wish it was more like you transformed into like Sheik Zelda, not Link. That would have been cooler to me. But I guess they wanted, but you're also going to rescue Link, so like there's a reason why like you have a sword and stuff like that. So I mean, it makes sense. But it would have been cooler if you became like a Sheik. That would have been more fun. But I find that like it doesn't refill fast enough for my needs, and then I just end up relying on echoes and stuff, which is fine. I mean, that's part of it, is how you mix and mash your gameplay up between echoes and that, and what you can do, throwing objects, stuff like that, which is kind of interesting. But it's leaning more into the puzzle side than it ever has in a Zelda game before, because you do not have the ability to swipe a sword or shoot a bow and arrow as frequently as you might like.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, for a player that might want to pick this up that didn't want to do Breath of the Wild because of the open world, like the format of the game wouldn't be their jam. You know, this is top down. Well, what do you? No, it's not top down. It's the. I always get this.
Isometric, almost like 3/4.
Yeah, it's in the isometric view. So I'm thinking, a lot of younger kids like can totally play this game, and if you're not one that wants to do combat, it is really fun to do the echoes. Like, that's a nice substitution if you don't want to do that. But I do some of the bosses though that I've encountered. I feel like it'd be really hard to do just with echoes, and so you do have to. For me, I had to manage my like sword fighter time really, really well, just to get through them faster. Otherwise, just the boss fights are really long. So I could see someone maybe getting a little stuck at the boss fights, or just taking a really long time. But I do like that there's that balance of you can, if you don't want to do that close combat, if you want all your echoes to do the work for you, you can play the majority of the game like that, which is fun, because then you can just get creative and see a bunch of different monsters fight each other, which is fun. And a lot of different things that you didn't think could be an echo, like, are an echo. So that's really cool, too, is that they give you so many options. So at first I was a little overwhelmed, but then some things repeat or have really similar things, so which is nice, because like you said, like, your list just grows and grows and grows, and so it's nice that you don't have to go and maybe find that one particular thing that does the thing that you need in the moment. You usually have a few, like, at your disposal, so that I do appreciate that, where it's repetitive enough where you're not feeling stuck.
Yeah, it makes you think differently, kind of like when we were back in Breath of the Wild and we started thinking about, like, oh yeah, metal conducts electricity, I can use my sword and drop it on the ground and it could potentially solve the puzzle.
Yeah,
you have to think along those lines much more than you would have before. You also need to think about the way in which you build your echoes, because when, say, you have 4 slots that you're allowed to build, because echoes vary in how many, like, magic points, I guess you say, the little triangles
the
that
cost.
the little tree guy has following it.
There's a cost.
Some have 1, some take 2, some take 5, like, so you need to think about the cost, but then also too, if you're trying to climb something, if you have to think about what's going to disappear first. If you've only got 4 that you're working with and you want to put down that 5th item, you have to think and build strategically in order to make sure that the thing holding your structure up is not going to disappear when you put down your 5th item, right?
Yeah, yep.
So it really makes you think on a different level than I have in a lot of Zelda games before, which I think they were trying to do with the building mechanics in Tears of the Kingdom, but just did not click with me. I actually didn't build very much at all in Tears of the Kingdom. But yeah, I'm far. I think
You must be really far.
I am very far. I have, I think, a quarter of the map left to fill out. And now, I've got almost all of the smoothies discovered.
Wow.
I think I have the stamps. I probably have a card left.
Been busy.
Yeah, I'm barreling through this game, loving every minute of it. So even my gripes, like, are like minor inconveniences. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
it's a great game.
But I want them to try more. This is like, I know Zelda. I like Zelda. I have a mind frame of what it should be. So I like when they take it and shake it up and see what comes out, right?
Yeah.
So for that, I see why it's getting the reviews that it has gotten, which obviously are positive. It's not a 10 out of 10, but it's a high must play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Catherine, I'm excited for you to dive into it once you're done God of War Ragnarok. And Joelle, I'm really excited to see what you think as you move through the rest of the game. I'll probably have it finished by the weekend.
Oh my god! Well,
especially since Mike's away.
Well, I guess that's fair. Yeah. I'm trying. I got a lot of playtime in, but I still, I'm not that quick. So I'm still working through it. But I do hope to finish it before I move on, to, the next thing. I think the next game is Diablo. So
nice. The DLC, right?
The DLC, correct. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's take a walk down memory card lane. Each week, the team will have to guess a historical game that would have released during the time of this episode's airing. We'll start with its release date, and then I will give hints about the game for the team to attempt to guess what it is. As always, ladies, don't forget, talk it out. This game released on early access on October 8th of 2022.
Oh.
Early access. Satisfactory? Baldur's Gate 3.
Nope, no.
I'm going to say all the early access game. Which one? No, it's been on Star Citizen.
No.
2022.
October 8th, 2022.
In October.
Early access.
Was it... to Google, when did The Last of Us Part 2 come? That was earlier. That was before 2020. Yeah, that was before. Right?
And it didn't have an early access.
Okay.
I think it just came out.
It just came out. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, next hint, please.
Its full release was on November 14th of 2023.
It was a year. Pal World?
Year in early access.
No, that's too late.
No.
A year in early access. Well, I know it's not Hades, but... because that still hasn't come out yet, but it's still in early access. 22...
Came out a year later.
Was there any, like... action RPGs that had a really long...
I'm ready for the next hint.
Yeah.
The developer's home island, or homeland, sorry, Indonesia, inspired the setting.
Coral Island?
You got it.
Yay!
Wow.
Coral Island released on early access on October 8th, 2022. Full release on November 14th, 2023. The developer's homeland, Indonesia, inspired the setting. I said island. That gave it away.
That totally did give it away.
Developed by Stairway Games, it came out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Its art style is influenced by Disney animation. It had one of the most successful video game crowdfunding campaigns of 2021. Shortly after its release, an imposter account on social media targeted fans with NFT scams, though the game has no NFT content. It is single player, it is a farm life sim, and it's considered one of the best Stardew Valley clowns by multiple gaming publications. That is Coral Island.
Nice.
Good catch there, Joelle. Good.
That's really good.
Yeah, when you said island, then I was like, oh, it's an island. And then
Yeah.
it all came together. So I was like, Coral Island came out. I was like, oh, maybe it's that. I knew it had a long
Perfect.
early access, so okay.
All right. Let's get into news right after this break. And we're back. Time to talk some news. We've already been long-winded in this episode, so we'll try and keep it short and sweet.
Yeah.
But we did get to experience the Sony/PlayStation State of Play last week. Catherine, anything you're super excited about in it?
You mean
I
besides
think I might
Ghost? You mean besides Ghost of Yote?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And for the idiots out there, they're like, women weren't separate. Yes, they were. Yes, they were. Actually, this is historically accurate. Look into the history of Japan. Women's were fighter. It was gay as fuck sometimes. Like, just have to accept. That's how the world is. And I am super stoked to play this game. I need to get a PS5 before it comes out. If not, I will wait patiently until it comes to PC, hopefully. But yeah, after they announced Ghosts of Yote, I blacked out and I forget what the rest of the show did.
I'm pretty sure it was near the end of
It
the
was
show,
at the
too.
end.
Well, I don't watch them live. It's just like, I saw on Discord, people were like, Ghost of Yote. I was like, and then I went through the rest of the announcements and I forgot. Honestly, I was just like blanked out. I was like, but they also announced this. I was like, who cares?
They also announced the Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, which is coming out the end of the month on Halloween, which is great for those who haven't gotten a chance to play that or folks who want to revisit it again. That is a fabulous game.
Must play
Yeah.
it. And now it's remastered and it's going to look amazing.
And I think they announced they're doing like for The Last of Us where you have a free upgrade, right? For like $10.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, if you have it if you have the complete edition on your PS4, PS5, or PC, or if you have if you own the original Horizon Zero Dawn on your PS4 or PC, you can get a digital remastered copy for $10. So I think that's a great deal. I'm probably going to get it so I get
It's a great deal.
remastered because it's the graphics are going to look amazing, and then I'm excited to play it. And I get to play it again. Oh no, I must play this game again.
Oh no! And then you gotta do Horizon Forbidden West after.
Oh, I know. Oh, what a
How do I get the whole
terrible
story?
cycle. I know. It's true.
Joelle, I'm excited for this, mostly because this is what my next game plan is after Zelda. But Astrobot, they announced that they're getting 10 new levels. Speed run new levels and 10 new special bots that are coming, or that are going to be to rescue from this fall. So that's pretty cool.
It's free. Free DLC.
Yeah, love that. Horizon Adventures. They have a pre-order trailer out for that, November 14th. It's going to be really interesting to see Horizon in Lego form.
Oh, so fun. That trailer was great. I love that trailer. It was so fun. I love how they're really like encapturing the playfulness of the world as Lego does, and I think that'll be super.
I didn't see this, or maybe I just blanked out on it, but they're coming out with a PS5 Chroma collection. It's a brand new aesthetic for the PS5 family of accessories. The collection for the DualSense wireless controller and PS5 console covers the PlayStation 5 console, includes three new colors that shine, shimmer, and shift colors. So there's like a blue, purple, iridescent, a white, light, I guess, blue color, and then like really nice green one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a sucker for iridescent, so I might have to buy that, the blue one, the purple one. It goes with all my aesthetic in my house. The Lake House, the Alan Wake 2 expansion, also got announced. It's coming next month. Anchorage, am I saying that right? Chronicles. Am I saying that? No, Arc-Age Chronicles. It's the way that it's written in the font.
I read it
Oh my god.
I read it as Anchorage also.
Yeah, it's the way
I
that
did
it's
too
read.
at first. Yeah.
We're going to Alaska?
Arch-Age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's an RPG, an online action RPG called Arc-Age Chronicles, is the latest installment in the Arc-Age series. That's a little bit of a blind spot for me. I don't know that series at all. They showed a trailer for Dragon Age, The Veilguard, which I'm sure Catherine is really excited.
At this point, I stopped watching trailers. I'm like, just give me the game. They're like, it's like with every trailer, they're like, if you're not convinced, like I got convinced when you showed that 30-second clip of Solus like 8 years ago. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. That's why I was more excited about Yote, because I was like, did not expect that. But yes, very hyped about Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors Origin is launching on PS5 January 17th, 2025. Fantasia Neo Dimension is another one coming PS5 December 5th. Fear of the Spotlight is coming right in time for Halloween, October 22nd, if you want to get your spooky on. They had this game called Hell Is Us. They had a gameplay reveal for that. Yeah, I was intrigued by that one too. Very, very interesting gameplay trailer. And I'm scrolling through other stuff. This I was really surprised by. Lunar Remastered Collection. To be able to get to play Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete with improved visuals. That's awesome, because that game had like some like legit animated story beats throughout the game that would play out, and they're gorgeous back when they were on like PS1. So I can't imagine what it's going to look like as a remastered version. Did you guys ever play Lunar?
No,
I didn't, but I've heard the fans and the love for the franchise, so I thought it was cool to see. I like that they're doing a remastered.
Metro Awakening VR had a release date trailer, because that is coming fairly soon, November 7th. Monster Hunter Wilds, it's going to release on PS5 on February 28th, 2025. So we know that Simon's super excited for that.
Yep.
Pal World, which we talked about last week, and there's a follow-up. Maybe, Kat, you want to throw into that now in a second. So it is now on PS5. It came out with the date that the event happened. Kat, what's the last status on that after we talked about it last week with the Nintendo lawsuit?
Yeah, so a lawyer made an interview with 404 Media, which is blocked, paywalled. But there's a TLDR on GameDeveloper.com. So basically, they are at legal odds. It's based on technical peculiarities.
Cool. Okay.
So it is. The lawyer said, his last name is Toto, explained that Nintendo would not take legal action against a company without being as sure as they can that they're going to win this. So that's why it took so long. So the lawyer noted that it could be considered corporate sabotage in some way because, they revealed they're coming to PlayStation 5. But that's indefinitely delayed in Japan. So Pal World is on PlayStation as of today, except in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
they don't note that anywhere in the PlayStation blog.
Yeah. Exactly. So Pocketpair wants to make a big IP out of Pal World. I think that Nintendo just saw these guys as getting too aggressive. In that sense, Pocketpair has become a victim of its own success. So essentially, the TLDR of this interview. So his name is Serkan Toto, Canton Games CEO. Again, we don't know exactly the nature of the lawsuits other than its technical peculiarities. So probably they're going into the nitty gritty, into things that are too close to home, that are possibly trademark, IPs, things like that. And I agree with this guy that most likely if they're doing it is because they have a solid base and if they're not going to win, they're definitely going to do the damage they want to do to Pal World and Pocketpair.
Yeah.
Even if it gets settled, I don't think Pal World is going to be the same. And I think they're going to have to change some things in the game long term.
So we'll have to wait and see on that, how it affects it.
Yeah, because clearly they're trying to bring Pokemon to PlayStation, which is a direct competitor because they're both mostly Japanese companies like Sony and Nintendo. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
I think some stuff, not a lot. Some stuff Nintendo kind of lets go. And this one, I think Pal World was walking that line directly, that fine line.
Oh, yeah.
Directly. And I think the Nintendo lawyers just showed up and shoved him on the other side of the line being getting sued, bitch!
That, and when they announced most of this started happening, they were fine when it was just on PC and Xbox, but then when it started hitting PlayStation, they were because PlayStation had announced that relationship, and we knew that they were going to be launching on PS5, right?
Exactly. So I think this is I'm really curious to see when it comes out, exactly what are the technical aspects that they're suing them on. Because it doesn't sound would it count as IP infringement?
I think that would be its own thing. That's different from technical stuff. So,
anyway, best of luck to Pocketpair. Thoughts and prayers.
Sending thoughts and prayers.
I have no horse in this race. I don't care who wins. Honestly, it's just it's a terrible situation, right? Let's hope that with this partnership, Sony, they get Sony lawyers, the Nintendo lawyers and the Sony lawyers can go at it.
Yep.
And they can be in the middle.
Probably have before, so they're probably old hat at it.
They're probably ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Last few things from the State of Play. Stellar Blade, Nier Automata DLC. They showed off a bit of that. They showed off The Midnight Walk. It's a dark fantasy adventure made of clay, coming to PS5 and PSVR 2. Yeah, in spring of 2025.
It's the same developers that did. Oh no, I'm blanking now. Oh no. That did. I'll think of it later. It'll come to my mind. But it's like a very Tim Burton-esque like type of style, and the other games like were really, really fun and colorful. So I was really excited to see the Midnight Walk. So I'll come up with the game in a sec. We can keep going.
You play as Pot Boy, a little doormat. That doesn't make sense. Dormant? No, I don't think so. It's a lantern creature that you reignite and bring back to life. Yeah, I'm not...
dormant.
Dormant?
Asleep.
Yeah, it just looks weird. I don't... You know when words just don't make sense anymore? We're at that point of the night.
Lost in Random. That's what it was. It was Lost
You mean
in
like the
Random.
game that's not about Anchorage?
Yeah, exactly. TMNT Shredder's Revenge Radical Reptiles. It's a DLC for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. So that is coming. Oh, it was out today, the day that the event happened. And then they showed off as well Sonic X Shadows Generations. It's a Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie pack, which launches on December 12th for PS5 and PS4. And it's a DLC tie-in for the new upcoming game. And the last one on the list was Tower of Asha Esba? Am I saying that right?
I think it's Agazba.
Agshasba.
Agazba.
Oh, why am I putting an S? Agazba. That's hard to say.
Yeah, it is.
Listen, you high fantasy games with your stupid names, made up names. Please give us a pronunciation guide when you release.
This one I remember seeing too, but like I must not. Maybe they didn't say the title or anything in it, and that's why I'm having a hard time saying it. But it's an open world adventure game where you do city building and ecosystem development, and you know how I feel about those things. So like, I'm definitely intrigued. So yeah, I think it was a pretty good PlayStation State of Play. And I think it was tied to the Tokyo Game Show too. So like, of course they were going to have a lot of shit to share, right?
Yeah, the Tokyo Game Show is where they show the good shit. Mm-hmm. Like, you got E3/Summerfest/ whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. And then just before Christmas, you get the Tokyo Game Show, and that's when you get the less huzzah.
Mm-hmm. And people started pre-ordering and buying PS5 Pros. I know some folks tried to get their hands on the special edition one, the 30th anniversary one. I believe it was actually the 28th that people were able to start buying them or pre-ordering them. Joelle, you have a news story about this.
I thought that this was slightly hilarious. So Forbes published an article by Paul Tassi. He's a senior contributor about news, video games, TV, and the internet. And so this tweet by Tom Warren from The Verge got a lot of traction because he basically said, noting that the $700 USD PS5 Pro is not sold out either in the US or the UK, meaning it won't be exactly hard to come by for the holiday. It is true, and you can get one as we speak from Sony Direct, is what they reported. So that tweet by Tom Warren kind of overtook the internet as kind of a siren song of that this console did not sell out. Obviously, the 30th anniversary bundles edition got wiped out immediately by scalpers and other folks like in line that were real people and patiently waiting. But And so this article I thought was interesting because based on the fact that the PS5 Pro regular edition didn't sell out, he wanted to kind of point out some broader context of, like, first, this means that the original PS5, was really hard to come by because of supply chain issues and the pandemic, and that's no longer happening. And the other point is that this device has a limited audience, which has always been true for mid-gen upgrades, and they have no idea what the quote-unquote limit is for console supply, even though another article talked a guess for the bundle. And so, they're saying that you just don't really know how many units that they have. Is it 50,000 units? Is it 400,000 units? And the other point was, like, he also can't remember a period when the last generation's PS4 Pro was also sold out. And that console was not considered some sort of failure. So I just thought it was an interesting kind of take on, like, just because something hasn't sold out, like, doesn't mean it is a failure. They're saying that they know that the price is high. Maybe it's going to be, like, a tough sell. But we also have the holidays coming up, and so maybe people were thinking, well, I don't want to drop this kind of coin on something now when I know I'm, something else, a big holiday is coming up in a few months. So they might be ordering it in a, October or November-ish so they can grab it to stick it under the tree. So I just thought that was just kind of like a interesting little perspective.
But also, like, people are expecting better bundles, I think, like with a game or something.
Yeah, that's true.
And, when we, obviously in the Discord channel, people chat with us and they were like, talking about the fact that this is a limited audience. And we knew that even when we were talking about it. It's just that it seems super expensive for what it is. And yeah, not having the supply chain issues and all that kind of stuff definitely helps it out. And there's a lot of people with a PS5 right now under their TV, and they're perfectly happy with the way it's performing. So yeah, well, that pretty much wraps up the show for this week. As always, check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to all the stories mentioned in this episode, including the link to the Sony PlayStation blog post covering all the things dropped in the State of Play. Thank you, Catherine, for always putting that together for us. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast where you are consuming it, that would be much appreciated. Why? It helps push us up in the rankings and makes us more discoverable. And additionally, if you leave a comment, it helps us build our show. And it's definitely going to help us now because I got an email the other day saying that Chartable is dying. So I thought that was fascinating. I don't know, Kat, if you saw anything about that on the internet. But yeah, Chartable.
They're closing?
Going away.
They're closing.
Yeah, they're closing. I know. Go figure.
Okay.
Thank you to the panel for being on the show with me this week, as always. Here's the moment for them to shout out their social media handles so you can follow them anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine.
Yeah, I am CSDSBINS on Threads, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, all the places. But I'm going to shout out my current obsession because we're in a golden era of animals going viral. I am obsessed with Moo Dang, the baby pygmy hippo from Thailand. She's adorable. She's a menace. I love her so much. She's well moisturized. And the fact that an aquarium in, I think it's Sydney, Australia, currently has a penguin chick that weighs more than both his parents combined.
I saw that.
The tallest bird in this nest. He eats 25 fish. He hatched normal. Then within a week, he was so big, and he's bigger than every penguin there, and he's still got his little baby fluff. Like, shout out to Pesto. So anyway, nothing can go wrong for whatever goes wrong in the world right now, and a lot of things are going wrong. I will have Moo Dang and Pesto gracing my feed. That's it.
I'm glad you brought that because that's one thing that I miss from Simon being here is he would always have a cute animal to follow on social.
There are official accounts you can follow from like the Thai Zoo or the Sydney Aquarium, but honestly, they're just like people are visiting and just sharing their love for these animals online. And they're just like, click a few hashtags and you'll find them. But yeah, I want to do my blush like Moo Dang.
Aw.
So cute. So demure.
So demure, so mindful. Joelle, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87, on X at gamer_comfy. But always checking in on the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hi.
And I'm Leah Joelle on most social media platforms, but of course you want to know everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever want to know anything at all, you can track it down at our home base. That's our website, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games, and I'm off to play more Zelda. Bye!
Bye!